Welcome to the Hecht Yeah podcast. I'm Dennis Hecht, your guide to building brands, telling stories, and standing out in today's fast-paced world. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an athlete, or someone chasing a dream, you've come to the right place. Today we're diving into a topic that is often overlooked, but absolutely essential for your success. Why professional photos and videos matter. I'm not talking about fluff or nice-to-haves. I'm talking about what separates brands that thrive from those that struggle to survive. By the end of this episode, you'll not only understand the impact of high-quality visuals, but also walk away with strategies and inspiration to take your brand to the next level. Let's jump in. Why visuals matter. The numbers don't lie. Let's start with some data. Did you know that content with visuals gets 60% more engagement than text-only content? And visuals aren't just more engaging, they drive action. Studies show that people remember 80% of what they see compared to just 20% of what they read and only 10% of what they hear. That's why platforms like Instagram and TikTok dominate. They're visual first. Here's another stat for you. Businesses that use professional photography and video on their websites see conversion rates increase by up to 35%. These aren't just abstract numbers. They're proof of what happens when you prioritize high-quality visuals. I've seen this in action myself. One of my most rewarding projects involved working with healthcare executives who were skeptical about investing in professional imagery. They thought, why not just use what we already have? But once we revamped their visuals, introducing bold photography and engaging videos, not only did their engagement rate skyrocket, their campaign started winning awards. That's the power of great imagery. That's not just about looking good, it's about delivering results. Let me ask you this. What do you think people see when they look at your brand? If your photos are blurry, your videos poorly edited, or your social media posts uninspired, people are going to assume that your product or service is the same. First impressions matter. And in a digital world, those impressions are almost always visual. Here's a real-world example. I worked on a series of documentaries about foreign-born nurses immigrating to the U.S. The organization behind it was initially hesitant about investing in production, but we knew that these stories deserved to be told in a way that honored the courage and resilience of these nurses. So, without a big, elaborate team of experts, I, along with my gear, trekked all the way to the other side of the country with this gentleman and settled him in over the course of 4 days in a small town in Oregon. It was a fascinating adventure. I will always remember this, and I hope that he's doing well. Bringing back the results to those executives really opened their eyes. This documentary didn't just tell a story. It moved people to act. They started using this video as a recruiting tool. And this nurse, along with others, became symbols of hope and perseverance. That's the difference professional visuals make. They don't just show, they inspire. Why social media success depends on visuals. Let's shift gears and talk about social media. If you're a brand or even an individual trying to grow on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, your visuals are everything. Here's the reality. Posts with professional quality images or videos are 40 times more likely to be shared than plain text posts. And engagement matters. It's not just about likes, it's about building relationships, driving sales, and creating a community. Take independent wrestlers as an example. Social media is their lifeline. It's how they book matches, connect with fans, and grow their personal brand. I've worked with wrestlers who are posting blurry shots for promos. We stepped in, everything changed. Every time I see one of their promo photos, I light up. It brings me lots of joy. It's incredible. The results were immediate. And we started to see lots of bookings and more followers and a stronger presence in the wrestling community. Your social media isn't just a feed. It's your resume, your portfolio, your stage. And professional visuals make all the difference. This episode of the Hecht Yeah podcast is brought to you by Main Event Pros, your go-to partner for professional media production. Whether you're an athlete, a brand, or a business, Main Event Pros specializes in creating dynamic photos and videos that showcase your story and elevate your presence. From jaw-dropping highlight reels to eye-catching social media content, we deliver results that speak for themselves. Don't let mediocre visuals hold you back. Visit maineventpros.com or contact us today to book your next project. Main Event Pros, where your story takes center stage. Addressing skepticism about professional visuals. I've encountered a lot of resistance when it comes to investing in professional visuals. Maybe you've heard this too. Why can't we just use our phone? Or is it really worth the cost? Let me be clear. There's a huge difference between good enough and exceptional. When I worked with executives in the healthcare space, many of them didn't see the value in creating custom visuals. They thought generic stock photos or quick DIY videos would suffice. But when we invested in professional imagery, the impact was undeniable. Not only did their campaigns outperform expectations, they also started getting noticed by industry leaders. Their work was featured in publications, and their messaging resonated like never before. It wasn't just about making things look pretty. It was about positioning their brand as a leader. If you're on the fence about professional visuals, think about this. Can you really afford to be forgettable? Because in today's world, that's what happens when you settle for mediocrity. Actionable steps to get started. Now that you understand the why, let's talk about the how. Here's how you can start using professional visuals to elevate your brand. Number 1, define your story. What do you want people to feel when they see your brand? Your visuals should reflect your mission, your values, and your unique identity. Number 2, invest in professionals. Work with experts who understand how to capture your brand's essence. Don't cut corners here. It's an investment, not an expense. Number 3, be consistent. Your visuals should have a cohesive look and feel across all platforms. This builds trust and recognition. Number 4, focus on quality over quantity. It's better to have a few stunning images than 100 mediocre ones. Number 5, measure results. Track how your visuals impact engagement, conversions, and audience growth. Use that data to refine your strategy. By following these steps, you'll not only create a brand that stands out, you'll create one that lasts. Thanks for tuning in to the Hecht Yeah podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you to take your visuals and your brand to the next level. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep working, keep grinding, and keep being you.